There is no secular argument against adult consensual incest. There's a religious argument. Sex cannot enter family life. It's a big taboo.
I think there's not only secular arguments, there's laws. There's secular laws. Yes, yeah, not from the God Almighty, but usually from the state. So you know, fathers don't have sex with their children because that's really up, fucks people up. Dennis, what you doing, Dennis? You gonna save this one? Oh, speaking of having money and weird.
Let's see here. The public nudity calls are interesting. Anyway, none of you have a secular argument against it, and I don't blame you for that because there isn't any. There's no secular argument against adult incest. Brother and sister want to make love. What's your argument? That they're going to produce mentally retarded offspring? It's nonsense. It takes many generations of inbreeding to do that.
Now, if this is all of your first time seeing this, wow, I'm very happy that we got to share this moment together. I'm very happy we got to be here at this moment in time when this happened, because oh my. Now, guess what? It gets worse. It gets worse. But if we could rewind the tape, what Dennis is saying so far is that is there a secular argument, a non-religious argument for committing incest or not committing incest? And he says there is none. There's no reason why someone who isn't religious or who hasn't read the Bible or doesn't have the Bible should, not fuck their sister. What's your excuse going to be? What, you may create someone who has conditions or problems? Okay, well, that takes a long time, a lot of generations. Okay, you could have sex with your sister a whole bunch, generation after generation after generation, and then, the incest could continue. I'm not seeing a secular argument against this, except for kind of parts of what I just said, but either way. Continue, Dennis.
There is no secular argument against adult consensual incest. There's a religious argument. Sex cannot enter family life. It's a big taboo.
I think there's not only secular arguments, there's laws. There's secular laws. Yes, yeah, not from the God Almighty, but usually from the state. So fathers don't have sex with their children because that's really fucked up. Fucks people up. Dennis, what you doing, Dennis? You gonna save this one?
See, people think that we could live without the greatest source of wisdom and morality in the history of the world, the Bible. That's what they think. Even some secular conservatives think that. They don't realize they're living on the fumes of the Judeo-Christian value system. But if you ultimately extract those flowers from the soil that nurtured them, those flowers will wither and die. I don't want to see that happen. That's why I'm working so hard on this commentary.
That's one of the creepiest things ever. So, to recap, Dennis Prager, Prager University. Once again, because this is the same man who fucking hates men, if I'm being totally honest with you, he thinks men are like rape monsters. Like, Dennis Prager is so strange that way. He just despises dudes and has the worst opinion of them, thinks that they are just uncontrollable rape monsters. But be it for the Bible. Yes, the only thing preventing that and keeping rape from happening is the Bible. That's the only thing that stands in its way, which is super, super fucked up way to view the world and men. But now he's adding some new things to this. Now he's adding that incest, there's no argument for incest being wrong in society outside of the Bible. Yes. So to which I was curious, has he not read the Bible? Because this is an entire section in Wikipedia, but the sources are the Bible. I looked it up. The sources are quotes from the Bible that reference these parts, but these are all the incestuous relationships mentioned in the Bible. This is only the first page. It keeps scrolling. There's a lot of incest in the Bible. Like, goddamn, way more than normal. Fucking way more than Game of Thrones. It's just fucking nonstop incest. You got to remember, all of humanity essentially came from two people twice. We're all extreme incest. If we're going literal with the Bible, 2 times all of humanity came from just 2 different people. All right, and in essence, kind of one, because women, you're just made from the rib, apparently. Just like, yeah, gonna mold the rib like a little ball of clay in there. Women, we have women now. Now you two can have sex with each other and start the human race. Get at it. Go have fun. I approve. And then God's at a certain point like, hey, I'm gonna kill everything. I'm gonna do a genocide. Everyone, every land, mammal, bird, you name it. I'm gonna kill them all. Just gonna flood all of the earth. Everyone's gonna die. But I'm telling you, so you can restart everything, kind of just like resetting the Matrix. So you're gonna have to build a boat, big old boat. Get in there with your wife because you're gonna basically repopulate the human race, and then 2 of every animal. So it's not just incest for you. It's incest for every species. Every species will have to commit incest in order to continue their line and their lineage. It's extreme incest. This is probably the biggest example of incest that has ever occurred or will occur again in literature. Like, think about that. There is no bigger example. Can you come up with a bigger example of perpetual extreme incest than one of every single species on the earth? And those are what are going to create every other species and populate the entire planet. It's like, it's incest extreme, Dennis. God damn. Fucking Game of Thrones has nothing on this incest. It doesn't come close. Oh, Dennis Prager is so weird.
Let's see here.
Oh, God. Just like hearing him, it's enough.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Juste, we shall spend many a generations building mighty cathedrals in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your oafish jesters, here to offer you a laugh at any opportunity. To our brave knights of the Round Table, Rachel K., Izzy Solidarity, Victoria Bell, Sebastian Demel, Mark Harmon, Benji Arney, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Everything Important, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Doug Cady, Daniel Sutton, Jenna Tao, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevbot EXE, Brian Ephraim, Anthropophojak, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Ralph Parler, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Todd Buckingham, and Todd La Jeunesse. We salute our valiant heroes off to fight injustice everywhere.